The opening ceremony of the 2016 Olympic Games tonight at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on the networks of NBC Universal. Michael Phelps will be the flag bearer for the U.S. Olympic team. Carmelo Anthony making his fourth Olympic team appearance. Jeff, I think you told me that if they win, which they are expected to, he will be the most decorated basketball player in Olympic history.
You're going to put me on stats?
Yes, I am.
That's not good. But I did. We could ask Marty in the garage who the coach of the U.S. basketball team is. He'd probably like to chime in on that.
That would be the guy who coaches in Durham. So that's as far as I'm going.
Thank you, Marty. Shevsky? That's his name, right? Shevsky?
That would be it. Not Roy Williams. I know that.
We have Austin Dillon, who just this last week actually threw the first pitch at a baseball game. He's all over the place. But what a competition that took place between the 3 and the 42 last week in Pocono. Those two fighting so hard. It looked as though they had a shot at winning and becoming the first rookie to win in this 2016 campaign. But as they were battling there, Joey Logano got by. And then in the end, it wasn't the 3 or the 42 that was the rookie that got their first win. It ended up being Chris Buescher.
It's so fun watching two young guys trying to get their first win with so much on the line and not knowing if this race was going to end at normal time or not. They were both going at it. It's what you expect young drivers or experienced drivers to be doing. You tell them, hey, this might be the last lap. Last lap might come into the next few laps. You're going to see drivers going at it, and that was a lot of fun to watch. I know Austin got into the side, the side of him, but you could tell it wasn't on purpose. You could see how loose he was getting in the corner and walking up the racetrack and got into the side of him. I know Larson probably wasn't happy about it, but just two guys racing hard.
And for Austin Dillon so far, Jeff, they've been dealing with a little bit of an issue. They actually had a battery come disconnected earlier in the day. He said, I lost complete power. He didn't know what had went on, but Slugger Labby fixed the issue quickly. Meanwhile, Kyle Larson here ready to head back out right now. His car extremely loose. They've been in race trim this entire time. I asked the team, you're going to switch over to qualifying trim. They said, no, we're not that close right now for Kyle Larson. But one thing I want to ask you, Steve, Kyle Larson's one of those guys running double duty this weekend. We're in the Xfinity Series and the Sprint Cup Series as well. Same exact tire in both series. So do you think that pays advantage for Kyle Larson this weekend to have all that experience with the Xfinity side and here on the Cup side with the same tire as well?
Yeah, I really do. When we go to ovals, I argue that the Xfinity and the Cup cars drive so dramatically different at the level of these drivers are. I'm not sure it's a huge advantage, but because we do so little road course racing, I think it's an advantage for these double-duty drivers. You see the list: Trevor Bayne, Kyle Busch, big names, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Paul Menard, to just make laps, to get back into that rhythm of not only road course racing, but you talked about the interloop, the bus stop, how complicated it is to hit all that curving and do it correctly. No matter what vehicle you're driving, laps are still laps, and I think it helps these guys.
Yeah, we saw Chase Elliott run the K&N race out at Sonoma. I mean, a car that makes way less power than a Sprint Cup car. We saw him go there and on a bias spot tire run the race, and it wasn't because he was trying to learn how to drive a K&N car. It's because he was trying to become a better road racer. So the more road race experience you have, the better opportunity to be a better road racer.
A.J. Allmendinger has continued to struggle. Let's listen once again to his radio.
Am I the only idiot out here that keeps trying to drive off the racetrack everywhere? I feel like I'm just hanging on to the car. Everybody's pulling down tires. This is what it's going to be.
See the frustration with A.J. Allmendinger.
And, I want to go back to that Marty's report in the 3 about the battery coming loose. One other thing that we talk about when we come to road courses is, the A.J. Allmendinger, I know he's frustrated and he wants to have more speed, but this is one of those tracks, we don't see a lot of mechanical failures at the ovals anymore. These teams have become so good at building engines, building suspension, building drive lines that want to stay together for all the races. Very rarely do we see an issue. When you come to the road courses, we've showed you how violent the curbs are. A.J. Allmendinger keeps talking about driving off the racetrack. mechanical failures are real here at Watkins Glen. One of these big teams could very easily wheel up and break a drive line, or go through the bus stop out in the grass and have an electrical issue. The battery can come, dislodged. It's violent inside these cars. They make it look simple, but Rick, we took you out around the racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
You were amazed at how rough the curving is. They look smooth in these race cars, but I think it shows you how rough this track really is.
And the speeds are incredible at Watkins Glen, as we mentioned, upwards of 180 miles an hour as they enter the bus stop. There's the average speed around this 2.45 mile track.